In the last episode, while the party were perusing town's wares, a messenger brought devastating news to Sam. His friend, a human named Scott, had been accused of a crime and was about to be thrown into a pit called Executioner's Run. Sam asked the party to help him save Scott, but when they heard more about the run, they were, once again, rather reluctant to help.
Really not sure I like the sound of that. A bit more detail, perhaps? Executioner's Run?
You can tell it better, Syndra.
Okay. Well, yes, Executioner's Run. I am sure I can tell you all about it. Let me just... I am an old lady, and my memory does not serve me as well. Executioner's Run. It is a fairly dangerous thing. It's the original occupants of this area built it as an arena for a competitive ball game. It was seen as it's a long kind of trench-looking thing. It's it must be at least 15 feet deep, maybe 50 feet wide by 200 feet long. Very, very deep sides. It's basically a pit. It used to be used for this ball game back in the ancient times. Now it is used as a way to punish criminals in the city. It's very simple, really. They are convicted of some kind of crime. They're thrown into the pit, and then there are normally 4 or 5 velociraptors released, and if they can get from one end of the pit to the other without being eaten, then they are exonerated. It's quite a simple process, really. And
what is a velociraptor?
A velociraptor?
Yeah.
It's,
I've never heard of this creature.
Oh,
is it a creature?
It's
Is
yes.
it a race?
It's a beast.
It's a
beast?
a beast.
It's a beast.
Would we know what they are?
No, I never seen one before.
No. I don't think any of you will have seen one before. Velociraptors, says Tam. You'd like velociraptors. They're quite cuddly creatures, actually.
Sorry, Claire.
Cuddly.
Perhaps you could pet him then.
Sorry, Claire. As a beastmaster, would I know animals? I would.
Not in this realm.
No, that's fine. Sorry.
Not in this realm. But Syndra says to you, you know what you might find interesting about velociraptors, actually, young little rat face, is the fact that they have young little rat face. They produce eggs when they reproduce.
Yes,
so you might find that quite yes, I am sure that that
Oh, so it's just a bird.
no, it's more in the lizard family, I'd say.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, whilst we're discussing this, he's probably dead by now anyway, so...
We have to go. We have to go now.
I think that's a very good idea.
Sam, you know the region. You know Chult, right? You live here. Oh, you know.
Yes, close to town.
Oh, so you don't know the rest of Chult then?
It's dangerous.
Okay.
Sounds like it's dangerous just to get in trouble for something they can't prove.
I think everything is dangerous right now.
Yes. Scott is in danger. We have to help him.
If he's important to you,
Yes,
sure.
he has information.
Oh, just lead on already.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that, Sam starts walking towards the door.
Okay.
Stalks after him. Almost not quite stopping, but pretty close.
So as Triss passes me, I just stop her very quickly for a moment and hand her the greater healing potion. And just say, I think you'll need this more than any of us.
You know nothing about me. Shoves back in his chest and walk out.
Ooh. Right. Okay. So have you all gone with?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's following. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Sam guides me.
you walk back outside then, back into the blazing sun. You can hear the
Oh,
sounds
completely covering her
Com-
picture.
completely covering your face. Okay, so you can hear the sounds of the harbour just not far away. The creaking ropes, the slapping waves, heavy barrels being rolled across cobblestones. It all mingles with voices shouting and cursing in myriad unfamiliar languages. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wolfside smells of fish, tar, and canvas as well. As you walk past into the city of Port Nyanzaru itself, it's an explosion of colour. The buildings are painted in bright shades of blues, greens, oranges, and salmon pink. They're adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building has baskets and clay urns of colourful flowers or is draped in leafy, flowering vines. Minstrels in bright clothing, adorned with feathers and shells, perform on the street corners. Multicoloured pennants and sun awnings flutter atop the city walls. As you pass, there is a crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes. They race past you, and they're all squealing in delighted terror. And you realise that behind you comes stomping past a performer in a large lizard costume. And he's kind of stomping along behind them, and he's roaring. And over on the one side, one of the minstrels says that he shouts, "Come one and all, come one and all! Executioner's Run is open!" And you make your way to where the Executioner's Run is. It's it's not far. It's maybe a half-hour walk up the other end of the city.
So, Claire, whilst this is going on, I've cast my resistance, so I'm just going to hold that. And I've got my hand on my purse at all times.
Right, okay.
Syria has her cloak poncho completely covering her, basically. She's got gloves in her hands. And she's holding a small scarf or handkerchief close to her mouth. And this is
Okay.
perfume, by the way.
Small perfume
Yeah.
handkerchief. Okay.
Are we still?
Definitely
Is
keeping
this-
an eye on.
Is the ocean still visible?
The ocean?
Yeah.
Not now, no. You've gone
Oh.
kind of deep into the city
Okay.
and starting to go out the other side of the city walls. Literally just past the city walls.
Could I just backtrack and see? Well, not backtrack, but back when we were still walking there, could I just see out of the sea if there was a thunderstorm there, or something dark clouds?
Oh, right, okay. At the moment, no, not really. The sky is quite clear. It does feel like it's just stopped raining. There's maybe a few clouds scudding around, but it's not thunderous. Not at the moment. Not yet.
Okay.
I have my trident ready because the thing that was running around after the kids, I wanted to attack them. Was it attack it? Like, what is going on here? What is all of this? You know, I'm ready for.
Don't you have? You don't have performers where you come from?
Not like this. So what is all of this?
I believe it's what passes for culture in this part of the world.
That's
This is
Think of it as a
fakery.
clown.
What? You should show power and strength, not run after this. They should hit it, kill it, destroy it.
well,
Think
it's
of it
just
as
a
a
guy in a
clown
school
for
suit. I
children.
mean,
You never went into battle when you were young. To show your strength and power, not to be weak and run like that.
Okay, so as
Gives
you
them lung capacity.
What is that?
Helps them run after things faster to kill them.
Oh.
okay,
We
so
are not that busy with
as you approach Executioner's Run, you see that there's quite a lot of people starting to mingle around, and they're kind of walking up to this large pit that Sindra had indeed described for you. It is a large, very deep pit.
Oh, yeah.
Over on the one side,
How deep?
it is 15 feet deep.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So over on the one side, there is an enclosure with 4 what look like strange lizards. For those of you who remember what Sindra had said, she said that the run used velociraptors, and so looking at these creatures that have they look almost as if they are walking on 2 legs, but that they have 2 sort of forearms, very long lizard-like snouts, very long tails, and you realise that these are the velociraptors that she was talking about.
Trish seems
Sam,
intrigued by them. She's kind of,
Oh, they look cute. Yeah, I would like to pet one.
So
Sam looks around for the sheriff and the other security, kind of looks to see what the lay of the crowd is.
yeah, okay. So what you can see is that there's 2 security. Well, yes, security. There's a couple of sheriffs, city guard, whatever, standing next to a couple of ladders here. And just as you sort of walk in, you can see that your friend is already in the pit.
Huh?
So what angle do we come in by?
Right, so you came in from the right hand side, so you would have come in from over this direction.
Closer to the guards?
Yeah, closer to the guards, yeah.
How deep's the pit?
It's 15 feet. Over,
Yeah.
you can
Not
see
getting
that
near the sides. They could probably jump out.
over, you can see that there is this, obviously, this kind of this cage enclosure here with the velociraptors in, and that is about 10 feet. So there's a sort of, over in that direction, there's kind of like a 5 feet clearance between the top of the velociraptors enclosure and the roadway.
It looks like there's a velociraptor body in there. So if we had a necromancer, we could have zombie.
So yeah, so you see that Sam is, you see that Scott has already been thrown into the pit, and one of the city guards on the other side, he's got a big trumpet. There's lots of people now gathering. They're all kind of like cheering, and they're like, they're cheering, "Open the cage! Open the cage! Open the cage!" And he blows on his horns, and the cage opens, and all 4 of the velociraptors come out.